In a shocking twist of events, Richard Allen's defense team has now withdrawn from the case. Attorneys Andrew Baldwin and Bradley Rossi are withdrawing from the case after vital information surrounding the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German were leaked, including photographs of the gruesome crime scene. And what makes this even more shocking is the move comes just 1 month after the duo unveiled their bizarre defense claim that the girls were, quote, ritualistically sacrificed by a racist pagan cult. We've had an unexpected turn of events, Special Judge Fran Gall said during a scheduled hearing. Gall did not say why Baldwin and Rossi dropped Allen. However, the withdrawal comes the same day it was revealed a trove of court documents was leaked from Baldwin's office. So what does this mean? Why would they quit now? Well, it is being said that behind the scenes there were sanctions, possible fines, and removals. This may just be a case of we might as well quit before we get fired. These leaks were being taken very serious, and there was possible fines, sanctions, and removal from the case. But an attorney representing Baldwin said in a memorandum Thursday that authorities are investigating the suspected disseminators who betrayed Baldwin and gained the access to his files, which were allegedly kept locked in a room or locked fireproof file cabinet. Attorney Baldwin did nothing wrong. He was snookered and abused. That coming from David R. Hennessy in the memo. And just to recap, Allen was charged in October 2022 after analysis concluded a .40 caliber round that was found between Williams and German's body had come from a gun that he owned, and he confessed multiple times to the murders and prison phone calls to his wife and mother, according to earlier court documents. However, Allen's former attorneys claim that he was monitored, intimidated, mentally abused at the Westville Correctional Facility by corrections officers who were Odinists, the same cult Baldwin and Rossi claim were the teens' murderers. Allen was transported back to the Department of Corrections with the delay in Thursday's hearing, likely meaning his jury trial also gets pushed back. Rewinding to February 14, 2017, the two girls were found dead near the Monon High Bridge. February 14, 2007, an autopsy showed that they had been stabbed. In a search warrant requested in March 2017, an FBI agent claimed that the girls' bodies appeared to have been, quote, moved and staged at the crime scene. Allen, 52, a drugstore worker who had been living in the same small community where the teens resided, was arrested and charged in October of 2022. Insisting their client is innocent, the defense attorneys stated that it wasn't plausible that only one person was responsible for the murders of Libby and Abby, listing 92 reasons in support of their claim. And according to NBCChicago.com, a memorandum as of September 7th that authorities failed to arrest or even properly investigate multiple obvious suspects who had connections to Odinism, attorneys stated in the documents. Quote, yet law enforcement in charge of the Delphi investigation seemingly and quickly abandoned the obvious correlation between the crime scene and Odinism, despite an obscene amount of evidence linking Odinism to the crime scene. And even in spite of powerful evidence linking specific Odinites in and around Indiana to the murders, they weren't properly investigated. But they went even further. The defense claimed in another memorandum that the Carroll County sheriffs lied about evidence to obtain a search warrant at Allen's property and asked the judge to deem the search warrant illegal and suppress what was obtained when it was executed. The defense attorney said no forensics, including DNA, and no electronic data extracted from computers or phones from social media linked Richard Allen to the crime scene. Furthermore, he had no connection to Odinist suspects, according to the court documents. Quote, Richard Allen had nothing to do with this crime, but rather is an innocent man, a patsy for the police, arrested 26 days before an election, the attorney asserted. And Fox59.com reports that Allen's wife, Kathy, was seated in the courtroom as she has been at all his hearings, and was escorted into a back hallway to speak with her husband. Minutes later, she emerged, choking back tears, and then the defense attorney Bradley Rossi motioned Kathy and a friend to exit the courtroom for a private conversation from which they did not return. Minutes later, a sheriff's deputy signaled that Judge Gold was about to enter the courtroom, and as she settled in behind the bench, the judge announced that Baldwin was voluntarily withdrawing from the case. Rossi would submit his withdrawal in the days to come, and all the evidence held by the defense team would be returned to the prosecution, and there would be a hearing on October 31st of all days in Delphi to announce the new lawyers who would represent Allen and a new date for the start of the trial next year. So this dramatic turn of events is only the latest twist in a case that has rocked the small town of Delphi and shocked America for the past 6 years. Back in early October, when a photo circulated on social media showing a tree with what was claimed to be markings etched with Libby's blood, and these photos have not been verified. Days later, the Murder Sheet podcasters, journalist Ann Kane and attorney Kevin Greenlee told The Independent in an interview earlier this week that days later, on the morning of the 5th of October, a source sent them a number of graphic crime scene pictures and other images that are part of the discovery in the case. Quote, "We were very disturbed by what we saw," said Miss Kane. The discovery is under protective order by the court, so it can't be leaked or disseminated in any way. So it's not only disturbing to see these images, but it's disturbing in terms of what it means to the case, she goes on to say. Not knowing where the leak originated from, they said they contacted both Mr. Allen's attorneys and law enforcement to report the leak. And after that, they learned that the photos had been shared with a source by an individual allegedly connected with Mr. Allen's attorneys, Andrew Baldwin and Bradley Rossi. The man was allegedly a close friend of Mr. Baldwin and previously worked as an employee at his law firm, the podcaster said, but he had never worked on the Delphi case, and he left the firm years ago. And this individual died by suicide last week after police investigation into the leaks was launched. Ms. Kane said that they had seen no evidence that Mr. Baldwin or Mr. Rossi were directly responsible for the leak. The judge in the case says that she does not believe counsel will be prepared within the next couple of months to try a case of this magnitude this January. Thank you for listening. I'm Joshua Diaz, and this is The Lab. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Thank you.